What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be learning about functions in Python. Now let's go ahead and read this. So in programming, as we start to write bigger and more complex program, one thing we'll need to start to notice is we will often have to repeat the same set of steps in many different places in our program. So let's imagine we're building an application to help people plan trips. When using a trip planning application, we can say a simple procedure would look like this. So establish the origin and destination, calculate the distance, and then return the best route to the user. Now we'll perform these 3 steps every time users have to travel between 2 points using their trip application. In our programs, we can rewrite the same procedures over and over and over for each time we want to travel, but there's a better way. Python gives us a useful concept called functions. Functions are a convenient way to group our code into reusable blocks. A function contains a sequence of steps that can be performed repeatedly throughout a program without having to repeat the process of writing the same code again. In this lesson, we're gonna explore the idea of a function by slowly building out a Python program for our trip planning steps. At the end of the lesson, we're going to know how to write a function and return values from it, how to allow functions to create custom input, and then experiment on how functions access our other Python code. Now here is basically the outline. The function is called navigation steps, and the step 1 is to establish the starting and ending point. Number 2 is calculate the distance, and then 3 is to return the best route. So that's a function that perhaps Google Maps may use. Like, it's looking for the function steps. You give it, okay, I want to go from, let's say, you want to go from Dallas to Miami or something like that, and then you calculate the best route, and then you give that route or several routes based on what the user chooses. So yeah, like a real life application of that. But yeah, and then why functions? So let's come back to the trip planning applications we just discussed in our previous exercise. The steps we talked about our program were establish an origin and destination, calculate the distance, and then return the best route, right? So if we're to convert our steps into the Python code, a very simple version that plans a trip between 2 popular New York tourist destinations may look like this. So setting the Empire State Building as the starting point and Times Square as our destination. Calculating the total distance between our points, and then the best route is by train and will take approximately 10 minutes. Now, anytime we want to go between these 2 points, we need to run these 3 print statements. For now, we can assume the best route and time will stay the same. Now, if our program had 100 new people trying to find the best directions between the Empire State Building and Times Square, we need to run each of our 3 parts 100 times. And now if you're thinking about using a loop here, your intuition would be totally right. Unfortunately, we won't always be traveling between the same 2 locations, which means a loop won't be as effective when we want to customize a trip. We address this in an upcoming section. For now, let's gain an appreciation for functions. Run the pre-written code statements to see what they output. So this is what they output, right? Yep. And now write the same set of print statements 3 more times, run the code again, and then see what happens. So I'm not going to write it. I'm going to copy paste, but you can see how tedious this can be. Hopefully now you have some perspective about your life without a function. In the next section, we'll learn how we can refactor our code to utilize functions to reuse the code. Click run your code again and click next. Alright, so yeah, that's gonna end it right here. Now we learned what functions really are and why we should use them. And in the next video, you'll learn actually how to use it. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.